They were the first to hear the whispers of the wind in the leaves and the first to witness the cold fire of the stars mirrored in the waters of the earth. To a mortal man, an elf is a being of contradictions, ancient yet eternally young, powerful yet burdened by a weight of memory that stretches back to the dawn of time. Their existence is not a linear march toward an inevitable grave, but a vast cyclical journey that is tied to the very lifespan of the world itself. Welcome to Echoes of Middle-earth, where today we are exploring the profound and often melancholic journey of the Firstborn, unraveling the life cycle of the Elves from their starlit awakening to their final departure into the West.
The story of every elf begins with the Quendi, the speakers, who first awoke in the distant east of Middle-earth by the starlit mere of Cuiviénen, the water of awakening. In those elder days, long before the first rising of the sun or the moon, the world lay in a deep twilight beneath the stars that the Vala Varda had kindled specifically to greet their arrival. When the elves first opened their eyes, the very first things they beheld were the stars of heaven, and the first sound they ever heard was the music of water flowing and falling over stone. This primary connection to the stars and the waters of Arda became an indelible part of their spirit. They have loved the starlight and revered the kindler above all other powers ever since. In this initial stage of their life cycle, the elves were physically stronger and greater than they became in later ages, yet their beauty has never truly perished, only being enriched by centuries of sorrow and wisdom. Unlike men, who were the aftercomers or followers, the elves were the firstborn of Iluvatar, designed to be the fairest of all earthly creatures and to have the greater bliss within the physical world. They began their existence with a natural command of speech and a desire to give names to all they perceived, viewing themselves as the speakers in a world that was otherwise silent of thought.
As an elf grows, their body and mind develop in a harmony that far exceeds the pace of mortal men. By the time they reach their prime, they are full-grown in stature of body and of mind, entering a period of joyful labor and the creation of new things fair and wonderful. For the High Elves who dwelt in the blessed realm of Valinor, this maturation occurred during the noontide of Amun, a period of unparalleled glory and light. To understand an elf's growth, one must understand how they perceive the passing years. To the Firstborn, the world moves both very swift and very slow. They do not count the running years as men do. Instead, the passing seasons are like ripples ever repeated in a long, long stream. While a mortal might see a century as a lifetime, to an elf, the falling of leaves in their home might happen 500 times and seem like but a little while. The Eldar even developed their own systems of reckoning to match this longevity. They observed a short period called a loa, or growth, which corresponded to a solar year and was divided into 6 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, fading, winter, and stirring. However, for longer spans they used the yen, a long year that encompassed 144 of our solar years. This expanded sense of time is why Elrond, the master of Rivendell, could look upon the events of 3 different ages and remember the splendor of their banners, as if the elder days were a living memory. The most defining characteristic of the elven life cycle is their immortality. Elves do not die from old age, nor are they subject to the sicknesses and pestilences that ravage the race of men. Their bodies are made of the stuff of earth and could theoretically endure for 10,000 centuries, provided they do not grow weary of the world. However, this immortality is not without its cost. As the ages lengthen, the fire of their spirit begins to consume their physical bodies from within. In the beginning, their bodies were more like those of men in stature and strength,
But over the vast courses of time, the spirit becomes the dominant force. For those elves who remained in Middle-earth, this process eventually led to a state called fading. As men began to usurp the sunlight, the elven race waned, becoming shadows and memories in the lonely places of the world, the woods, caves, and mountains, becoming shadows of regret before the younger race that followed them.
While elves are immortal, they are not invincible. They can be slain by weapons, consumed by torment, or wasted by an overwhelming grief. When an elf dies in this manner, their life cycle does not end, but rather transitions to a different realm. Their houseless spirits depart the circles of the world and are gathered to the halls of Mandos and Valinor, the houses of the dead. In these silent halls beside the outer sea, they abide in a time of recollection. However, unlike men, whose fate after death is a mystery and who leave the world entirely, the elves remain bound to Arda. From the halls of Mandos, they may in time return to the world of the living, being re-embodied to continue their existence until the world's end. This cycle of death and potential return ensures that their love for the earth remains single and poignant, growing more sorrowful as the years lengthen and the world they love changes around them. There is, however, one singular exception to this rule. Luthien Tinuviel, the daughter of Thingol and Melian, is the only one of the elf kindred who has died indeed and left the world. Out of love for the mortal Baron, she chose to renounce her immortality and share his fate. Her spirit knelt before Mandos and sang a song of such surpassing loveliness and blinding power that the Lord of the Dead was moved to pity for the only time in history. Through her choice, the lineage of the Elf Lords descended among men, and her death remains the only true departure of an elven soul from the confines of the world. For most elves, the latter part of their life cycle in Middle-earth is defined by the long defeat and the yearning for the sea. As the Third Age drew to a close and the power of the three rings of the elves failed, the bliss and beauty they had maintained in places like Rivendell and Lothlorien began to fade. The world grew old and gray to their eyes, and the unquiet yearning for the blessed realm, a longing that swept in the hearts of the Grey Elves and burned in the hearts of the exiles, became an appeasable hunger. The final stage of the elven life cycle for those in Middle-earth is the journey to the Grey Havens, Mithlond. Led by Círdan the shipwright, the elves who grow weary of the world set sail in white ships following the straight road. This path allows them to pass beyond the seas of the bent world and the circles of the world to return to the ancient West, where they may find healing and rest in the land of the Valar. The ultimate end of the elven life cycle is a secret known only to the Creator. While it is revealed that men shall join in the second music of the Ainur after the end of days, Ilúvatar has not revealed his ultimate purpose for the elves once the world itself perishes. They are bound to the earth until it dies, and their fate is woven into the very fabric of Arda Mard. Whether they will be renewed along with the world or pass into a new theme of existence remains a mystery that not even the Valar have seen with sight. From the starlit pools of Cuiviénen to the white sails vanishing on the horizon of the Great Sea, the life of an elf is a tapestry of immense beauty and enduring sorrow. They are the elder children, the people of the stars, who were sent to teach, to create, and to preserve the memory of the world's youth. As we look upon the remnants of their history, we hear the echoes of a race that loved the earth so deeply that they chose to stay until they became naught but shadows of the light they once bore. Thank you for joining us for this investigation into the eternal journey of the Firstborn here on Echoes of Middle-earth. If you want to continue unearthing the deep lore of the Eldar and the hidden histories of Arda, make sure to like and subscribe as we continue our quest through the legends of J.R.R. Tolkien's magnificent world. Until the stars shine again on our meeting, may your path be lit by the light of the West, and your heart be as enduring as the memory of the elder days.